For clothes that Tristan lost. Bold 3 Detergent Plus Fabric Softener. Spray. Relief.
We're running a special promotion this month on the whole ball of wax. Grab $250 off and score a free ticket to the big event. Just use the code LAL2024 at checkout to take advantage of this limited time offer. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Level up your business today.
Call toll free.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging with you guys. And good morning. Well, today's podcast episode, I wanted to just give you guys some upcoming dates and events, talk a little bit about the fall season that is quickly approaching and all the excitement that is going on in the green industry. We've got 3 things that I wanted to cover for sure that I think would be tremendous value for you guys. And that's pretty much where I'm going to kind of keep it today. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, with conferences, events, Equip Expo, LAL, the Mastermind Summit's going on with Mark Bradley this fall. And I just wanted to share a little bit more of like my honest take on all this stuff. Who's it for? When's it coming down the pike? Who should be plugging into it? What I think it can do for you. And also how just it relates to our businesses and where a lot of us are at and where a lot of us are looking to go. I don't have a pitch here on any of this stuff. If you go, great. If you don't, that's totally fine too. But I do want to just give you guys a 15, 20 minute little debrief here because I don't know if you guys can relate, but my story in my life is usually I'm going 100 miles an hour. And then the next thing I know, somebody says, hey, by the way, are you going to such and such thing? And I go, yeah, I've been hearing about that, for 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months or 12 months. And then all of a sudden it's, the next week or 2 weeks later or a couple weeks later. And of course, just like in business, just like in life, we have to plan ahead. We have to get ahead of where, the puck is going, quote unquote, as Wayne Gretzky said. Somebody once said to Wayne Gretzky, how did you score so many goals? And he said, I was simply skating to where the puck was going. So he was always anticipating, right? And so that's pretty much what I wanted to do on today's podcast. And we'll just keep it a very lighthearted episode today. One thing I will say is, first off, the Teenager Tours have been just doing so good. Thank you guys so much for the love and support with those, both with downloads and listens on Mondays, and then also watching the videos on Monday on the Brian's Law Maintenance YouTube channel. And not only that, thousands and thousands of views, super grateful, super cool, but also just the comments. Thank you guys so much for keeping the engagement up, if you will, like building community. Like, believe it or not, you're allowed to leave a comment, drop a like, leave a rating or review. Get involved, and that's actually really, really cool. And so if you guys are enjoying the stuff that you consume from whoever your guy is, or your guru, or your favorite YouTube channel, hit those hearts, hit those likes, hit those thumbs ups, leave a comment. It does help all those individuals out there that are putting out content for us to consume and hopefully get better at with our life or our business or whatever it is. It goes a long way. So thank you guys so much for all the love and support. We just had Brad and Jack Freeman on last Monday, and 6-figure business going on 7 figures for twin 18-year-old kids. And I mean, literally, like, they're kids. They're half my age. I think I've been alive as long as they've both been alive combined together, which is crazy. And then some, right? So I just want to say a big shout out and thank you to that. This Friday upcoming, we've got a great podcast episode. Please don't miss it. It's going to be a really, really good one. It's with Nick Carlson and his dad, Craig. And they talked about racing, having a winning mentality, a champion, mentality, and, searching for the trophies in racing and in life. And there's a lot of analogies. And first podcast episode that I've ever been able to do with Nick's dad, Craig, who's just an amazing individual in his own right. So that interview is coming on Friday. Please don't miss it. I got choked up halfway through because, man, they were just dropping bombs. And I'm just like, man, these guys have it figured out and they're just winning, and it just is an encouraging environment to get around. I'll tell you that. And so we actually shot some videos at Mulchmate HQ, talked a lot about Mulchmate, Cartmate, Truckmate, all this other jazz. So if you guys want to see the correlating YouTube video, that'll be out on Friday as well. So that being said, let's jump on into it here. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors and announcements, and then I'm going to break some stuff down. But I did want to talk Equip Expo. Getting a lot of questions. Hey, when is it? Where is it? What are you checking out? What are you going to? Where can I see you or find you? So that's always cool and great, and I appreciate that. I cannot wait to hang out with so many of my friends there. And then wanted to give a little lay of the land for LEL and talk about the whole Ball of Wax promotion that's going on with it. Ticket sales are super healthy, and we cannot wait to see all of you guys there in November 2nd in Detroit, Michigan. And then also, the last but not least, I want to talk about an LMN webinar that I just recorded about snow. And literally just under the hood look, gave you as much data and info that I could. And one of our accelerator growth coaches, his name is Steven, and just talked about everything with bidding and pricing our snow for LMN. So if you guys want to see what it looks like, maybe some of you guys are courting or looking to demo with LMN in the future, fantastic. You will hear me talk about LMN for a very long while. I think it is an absolute, literal freaking game changer with who we are and what we're doing. And you're going to hear me talk about it for probably the end of time until either I'm out of the green industry or LMN changes its name to something else. Okay, because it's a part of who I am and part of what we're doing. Some people want to turn off the microphone or the ears, if you will, when we start talking about growth and getting a handle on your numbers. And I'm like, how could you turn away from a topic like that? Like, don't you want to know more about how to run a successful business without getting a hard pitch? Yeah, I believe so. So let's talk about that today. And then I wanted to talk about, in tandem, the masterminds that are coming up this fall and winter that started a whole new journey of our personal and professional development, 9-10 months ago. And I believe it's one of the best kept secrets out there in the industry. And I do want to talk about those for a hot minute. So we got a lot to talk about. Not a short time to do it. Want to keep this podcast episode short and sweet. And we'll kind of break it down right here and now. So let's hear from today's show sponsors and announcements, and we're going to come right on back.
Ready, go! Get ready for the event of the year. L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2024 is coming to Novi, Michigan, the weekend of November 2nd. Prepare for a high-energy day packed with expert sessions on cash flow management, business automation, client retention, marketing strategies, and so much more. Our powerhouse lineup of speakers includes Sam Rankin, Pat Murray, Ken Deemer, Brian Fullerton, Sam Gimbel, Mark Bradley, and Jeff Joyner. You'll connect with industry leaders, snag incredible giveaways, and skyrocket your business. Plus, don't miss our epic Friday night mixer for top-tier networking and fun. For those who want to enhance their experience, register for our exclusive Sunday Masterclass sessions on November 3rd featuring Jeff Joyner, Mark Bradley, and Sam Gimbel. These intensive 3-hour classes are limited to just 20 seats each, giving you personalized expert advice from the best in the business. Hurry, secure your Saturday tickets for only $249 right on through September 17th. Then the price jumps to $297. Visit l'entrepreneuracademy.com to register and reserve your masterclass spot for an additional fee. Isn't it time you grew your business? Don't miss L'Entrepreneur Academy Live. There's a link in the show description.
All right, guys. Well, let's get into it here today. Well, first things first, like I talked about at the top of the show, thank you for listening. I just wanted to say, it's awesome to have you guys on here, have you guys supporting, have you guys still listening in. We're probably 500, 600, 700 episodes in by now. Been doing this for 3 or 4 years. And believe it or not, there's still more to share. There's always exciting things, latest and greatest, and of course, updates and announcements. So that being said, I just want to say a big thank you for you guys for listening into the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast and trusting that when you guys hit play and, you throw your phone in your pocket, you don't have to pull the phone out 3 minutes later because it's going to be a crappy show that's just either full of ads and a waste of time or full of filler and doesn't really have any substance to it. That's a lot of podcasting in general. And I'm not even saying green industry. I'm just saying that's a lot of podcasting in general. And, some people do a 20, 30-minute show and they don't even tell you anything. But you know what? They're running some ads and they can tell all their friends that they have a podcast, right? One of those deals. So that being said, I just want to say a big thank you to you guys for trusting to listen, to our show every day. And of course, sharing it with your friends, family, lawn bros, sharing and posting on Instagram. That's so cool and appreciated. And we can't thank you guys enough for that. All right. So let's kind of break a couple things down. Let's go through the pecking order of the fall, winter, what would you call it? Like season, and all the activities, all the events that you can plug into to grow and to personally and professionally develop yourself. One of the number one things I will tell you that has changed my business, changed my life over the last 5 to 6 years especially, but really the last 15 to 18 years, 20 years, is getting around people that are at where I want to be in life, that think differently than myself, and you're just in a good group of folks to associate and network with, right? Period. Case closed. They say your success in life is determined by the books you read and the people you associate with. And to me, when you're reading, what are you doing? You're associating with that author, hearing his thoughts. So basically, it comes down to the people you associate with, right? And who you know. Not just what you know, but who you know. And so the number one thing, if that's the number one thing, and I want to grow and be more successful at life, what's something that I probably should get really, really good at? Now, notice that line, that motivational quip. It wasn't, hey, your success in life is predicated by how much you save. No, that's not the line. By how much you know. No, that's not the line. How much you attend conferences. No, not necessarily. By how much money mommy and daddy left you. Oh, no. Okay. How many breaks you were given? No, right? It's your success in life will be determined by the books you read and the people you associate with, and AKA the people, broadly speaking, that you associate with. Okay. So if we're going to distill down success and you want to become more successful, and somebody said, hey, how do I become more successful? I will literally point blank and just say, well, who are you getting around? Who are you hanging with? Who are you asking questions with? Who are you getting around? Who's the last time you took somebody to dinner? When's the last time you went to an open house? When's the last time you went to plug into a peer group? When's the last time you plugged into a Facebook group? When's the last time you got a one-on-one dinner with a coach or mentor? When's the last time you went to a conference? Right? And so I'm not here to necessarily get you to LAL, Equip, or the Masterminds. What I'm trying to just communicate, and hopefully you guys can appreciate the candidness and the honesty here, is I know you guys listening in, you picked up the phone, you put a podcast on to likely want to learn something new, be encouraged, be motivated. And I'm trying to suggest to you saying, hey, the number one way that I can ensure that you get the result of what you're looking for is to go to something. And that is what I will ensure you is gives you the best opportunity to be into an environment that's going to be conducive for you to grow and to have more success. Right? So we can talk numbers, we can talk details, we can talk sales, we can talk communication, we can talk a little bit about almost everything. But if you're listening and wanting to be better, my number one thing is your life is going to be predicated on the books you read and the people you associate with. And I'm trying to encourage you to go to something and get out of your comfort zone, go spend a couple $100 on yourself, your professional development, then you do it fantastic. If you don't, well, I mean, dude, I don't know what else to tell you. There's no other secrets. You have to get around great people. You have to get around growing people. In fact, I was doing a teenager tour with the Wilson brothers, Trevor and Nate, and Trevor asked, what's the number one thing we should be doing at our age? And I said, you guys need to go out because they're in Bern, Indiana, middle of nowhere, which is fine, booming metropolis of Bern. And I said, you guys got to go out. I said, you don't know what you don't know. I said, you need to go visit shops, go do shop tours, go network with folks. We had Mason on just a while ago, and he said he reached out to local companies near him, multi-million-dollar companies, multi-millionaire, business owners in the green industry. He was able to go get lunch and network. Go out. If there's any one thing you guys can do, go somewhere else. If you're in Alabama, go to meet your friend in Kentucky. Literally, go out and about. Go meet somebody else. What do you think my perspective has been by doing 20, 30 shop tours, teenager tours over the last 30 months? What do you think I've been exposed to? What do you think my level of belief is, or my excitement about where I can go or what I can put together, or watching these teenagers do this, or watching a 35-year-old do that, or watching a 45-year-old put this together? Pretty good, pretty solid, pretty high belief, pretty motivated, right? And it puts me in an environment that's conducive for growth. And it's by going out. It's by going to see things and to see people. So if you don't want to go to LAL, you don't want to go to Equip, you don't want to go to the Masterminds, dude, no big deal. Not here to sell you on getting you to any of those things. I have literally no skin in the game. If you want to go to these or go to these events, and you buy an LAL ticket, okay, sure, maybe we make a couple bucks on that. Equip, I think we get a small kickback, fantastic. But if you don't go, I don't really super care. Like, it doesn't affect my immediate business or life, right? I want you guys to know this is where success is. This is where success is to be had, right? So I know I'm a little bit on a hard pitch, or maybe a little bit of a soft sell on you guys going, but it's not to sell you to get to my things. It's to sell you to go out to something because you have to get exposed. Because why? Your success in life is going to be what? Remember any one thing from this podcast, you should be able to be shakenly awake at 3 a.m. And I should say, what is your life predicated on? Your success in life is predicated on. And you should be able to scream at 3 o'clock in the morning, the books I read and the people I associate with. So by the way, if you're not having success in life, one, it's probably a work ethic thing. But number two, it's because you don't know something. If you don't know something, it's because you're not getting around somebody who knows it. See, it always comes back to like the same simple couple of truths. And this is the stuff that I'm going to be instilling in my kids because nobody taught me this. This is stuff I had to self-develop and self-learn at 20, 22, 24, 26, 29, 30, 32, 34, still looking and searching for answers, finding some of them at 28, 29, 40, well, 38 years old now, but freaking 40 years old. And my kids verbatim will be able to regurgitate this stuff back to me by the time they're 10. Because if daddy gets hit by a bus, I'm not letting my bloodline go back to being broke or poor. Amen? So, by the way, I'll give you a little an extra credit here. This isn't for, anything I'm trying to impress upon you guys, but Liz and my wife Liz and I talk all the time. There's a bunch of truisms that I want my kids to know, that if daddy did get hit by a bus, that my kids and my wife would be able to understand how to start creating success for their life. And the number one thing that it all stems from is words. The power of the spoken word, right? Your words have power. Your words, your tongue is the rudder to life. So outside of the books you read and the people you associate with, it starts with your words. Okay, so you have to start speaking life. You have to start speaking belief. You have to start speaking and believing that what you want is going to start coming to you. And that is what Think and Grow Rich talks about with the success conscious. You start elevating, you start vibrating at a different level, your brain, your aura, your spirit. Success, it starts becoming attracted to you. This is how it works. This is not guru. It's not the secret book garbage. This is how it works. It's how it starts attracting to you. But you have to start speaking and putting yourself out there. Literally speaking and then putting yourself out there. All right. So let's go back to a couple of things here. I get fired up, man. I literally do. I so badly want you guys to succeed and to continue to succeed and to succeed more. And I do for myself as well, right? I'm in here with all you guys. We're all doing the same thing. All right, so let's keep going. Let's talk about things that are coming up this fall. Number one, Equip Expo, October 15th through the 18th. Going to be a fantastic time. This is a great time to get around peers in the industry and definitely a trade show environment, talking about all things equipment and definitely some things education, for sure. It's going to be a fantastic time. So if you're looking for books to read and people to associate with, one of the first stops for some of you guys. Some of you guys are going to all this stuff, myself included. And this is the fall lineup. It does get busy. I know we're all doing final mows, final cleanups, aerations, overseeding, Christmas lights. Dude, it's never going to end. If you can, again, remember any one other thing from this podcast, it's never going to end. So please take a day off, take a break, take a Saturday, take 2 days. Please spend time investing in yourself, okay? Don't just go, and then you never pour it into yourself, and then you're running on empty through winter. That's no good. So first things first is Equip Expo, Louisville, Kentucky, 15th through the 18th. We will be doing an Xmark booth takeover on Wednesday afternoon. Excuse me. That'll most likely be somewhere around 1 or 2 p.m. Thursday morning, we're going to be doing a private link breakfast and breakout room, and we're going to have some special guests in there. It's going to be really, really cool. That's for anybody part of the link membership. That'll be from 8 to 9. And then Thursday morning at Equip Expo, I'm going to be running around looking at booths, hanging out with you guys, doing the deal. I think I'm doing a small get-together with Billy Go and or Steel on Thursday. And then we have Energize that's going to be, I believe, at 1 or 2 p.m. in the main ballroom on Thursday. So make sure you guys put Energize on your calendar at Equip Expo. That is going to be just a super fun time. Okay, and we've got Sam Rankin with Etch Outdoor. We've got Sam Gemble with Atlas Outdoor and Corey Lanphier with Lanphier Lawn Care. Okay, those are our 3 panelists and guests this year. Oh my God, I could do a whole nother episode just talking about those guys. They're just studs, building super successful companies. And that's who we're going to have as our panel talking about all things sales and marketing. All right, so first things first, Equip Expo. The reason I wanted to bring it up is talking about the early bird registration. Again, we're all going 100 miles an hour. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. But the early bird registration for the discounted rate, that is through September 5th. All right, so if you guys want to make a note on your phone, put a reminder really quick on your phone. If you guys want to put a calendar note, you know what I mean, really quick on your phone. Just because I don't want to see anybody paying more money at the front door than they need to. The retail ticket's $120, I think it is. And, obviously if you're going to go or you think you're going to go, just register for $20 or $30. And that way you have your spot secured. So you don't have to pay the doubled up price after September 5th or at the door price of $120. All right. It's going to be a fantastic time. Everybody you know is going to be there, from social media people to industry folks to the companies to dealer folks. It's going to be a really, really good time. So make sure, number one, you get your butt to Equip Expo if you want to come hang around with the heat and check out what everybody's going to be doing down there. It's going to be a super fun time. Liz and I pretty much go for the week now, so we cannot wait to see all of you guys. It's going to be just a really, really good time to catch up with all of our friends and just see the latest and greatest. That is everything Equip Expo. All right, let's keep going here. I had to get a good old sip of water, so sorry for the quick little transition there. So Equip Expo is going on mid to late October. And 3 weeks later, or about 2-3 weeks later, we've got none other than Launchpreneur Academy Live, LAL 2024. Cannot wait to see you guys up here in Novi, Michigan. It's going to be a really, really good time. I am probably going to do another solo episode on this here in the next couple of weeks because early bird registration is just a couple of more weeks where you can get the discounted ticket. I believe we're taking that through September 17th. It's a Tuesday. Folks, there's nothing else going on this fall that I could encourage you to go to that I believe will have the biggest impact on your life than that conference. I'm super biased. I'm trying to also stay super humble. Where else are you going to get the speaker the caliber of speakers that are going to be at that conference that will help you level up the way you do business and the way you approach your business, the way you think about your business? Again, they say success in life is predicated on the books you read and the people you associate with, right? Well, if you want to associate with some of the best that the industry has to offer, that is our one-day conference, Launchpreneur Academy Live 2024. Okay, it's going to be November 2nd. Friday's going to be a mixer. We've got a bunch coming down the pike there. A little bit more of a casual hangout session, a little bit more of a networking night. Saturday is going to be all-day event from 8 to 5:30. Doors, registration table opens at 7:30. Doors open at 8. The event kicks off at 8:30. And just a quick rundown of the speaker lineup. Sam Rankin at your door. Pat Murray and Ken Deemer with Local Roots, $8 million company. Sam Rankin, $6.5 million company. We're going to do an up-and-coming morning panel. We've got Sam Gemble with Atlas Outdoor, $10 million company. Mark Bradley, founder of LMN and, founded TPG Landscapes, a $50 million landscaping company. Liz and myself will be sharing for a hot minute. And then we've got another great speaker, one of our keynotes, Jeff Joyner, who's our motivational speaker and just a communicator excellent. He's going to be coming in there and giving us a message as well about success and, just taking things to the front. I don't want to over promote it. I don't want to overhype it. A lot of you guys have heard the podcast. You guys have heard the announcements. I just want to give you a quick reminder to get your ticket. Get your ticket now. Don't let $250 keep you away from networking with some of the best in the industry, both the folks that are on stage and then your peers in the room and at the conference. Some of my best conversations, some of my best ahas and little thought process. And, maybe you can ask a private question when you're just hanging out with a buddy or two and say, hey, what are you doing about this? Or what are you doing about that? Like some of those nuanced answers are just as powerful as some of the bombs that you get dropped on stage, right? So again, if you want to network, if you want to level up through fall, winter, and really explode your business through winter and into spring, you get to learn as much as you can at LAL. Really open up, scrutinize, dissect, your company and your thought process through fall and winter. Put Humpty Dumpty back together February, March, April, then run out the door for the spring rush and, double and triple your business or whatever you want to do. To me, that's the catalyst is LAL. Bar none, nobody else is putting on this level of a conference with, number one, the quality of education. Number two, the effectiveness of the speakers. Okay, that's a big one. Like, again, there's a lot of people that know a lot of things but can't communicate, or great communicators that haven't really been there, done that, right? We've got the best of both. And I'm super humbled and biased, but I will just tell you, like, the folks that we pick, they're handpicked because they're just effective and they're great. They have a heart of a teacher. Okay, so I cannot wait to have all these folks just be unleashed on you guys. It's going to be just such a great time. Okay. So number one, the tickets for LAL, the early bird registration ends September 17th, if I'm not mistaken. The final tickets were going to be selling up until about the week of LAL. So you got to like October 29th to get your ticket. After that, the tickets are going to be offline and no longer available. We'll have a final count due that week, and we don't want to mess up the food order and all that mess for the Suburban Collection. We want to be first class with that. But man, it's going to be a really, really good time, and we're trending back to the 300 folks number. So we cannot wait to have you guys here this November. By the way, if you guys are bringing 4 folks or more, we do have a discounted ticket. Shoot me an email. We can PayPal you an invoice. Once that gets squared up, we can add your team to the attendee list. We've got probably, half a dozen of folks that have taken advantage of that, and a couple folks with larger groups in larger companies that are bringing, 6, 7, 8 people. So that's really, really cool. The word is really getting out that it's a first-class event. And, I'm not trying to sell it here, but I do want to just let you guys know, like, we put our heart and soul into this thing, and I really want to make it an event that's available for anybody just getting started, or a guy that's running 600 to 800,000, $2 million company, if you will. It wants some secrets and some insights to really grow to the next level. So it doesn't matter where you're at, from 50 grand to 5 million, we'll have something for everybody there. All right. And I guess even up to 49 million, you can have a private conversation with Mark Bradley, and maybe he can help you get unstuck if you're stuck at, 28 million. All right. One of those deals. All right. So Equip Expo, LAL. And then last, I just want to mention, while my voice is holding out, and I'm just getting a scratchy, dry throat right now. It's kind of frustrating, but as soon as you hit the record button, your throat swells up, even though I've been, available and talking all day. I'm not sure what's going on here. But last but not least, I was talking about we released a webinar that I showed behind the scenes with all of my snow pricing and how we're bidding and estimating our snow with the LMN platform. So make sure you guys check that out on YouTube if you guys want to learn more. But what I really wanted to share about for just a couple of minutes is the LMN Mastermind schedule and the current dates available for the 2-day session that's going to be going on through fall and winter. Now, I know there's 4 dates. I have this here on my phone. Let me grab this really quick. I know there's 4 cities that LMN is stopping at so far. They might add a handful more or even a bunch more. I know Mark is trying to do a few less compared to last year and just consolidate because, the dude was on tour. I think he did 15 or 20 cities in like 3.5 months, like another city every 3 days, which is just insane. Talk about a stout work ethic. But if you guys did not check out the LMN Masterminds last year, for the love of God, outside of LAL, please get to the LMN Masterminds. It has nothing, very little, for real, 5, maybe 7% of the conversation for those 2-day events is related to the LMN platform. I'm not just saying that. I'm telling you straight up. I was like, Caleb Allman and Brittany Allman invited us to go check out the one in Detroit. And I was like, well, dude, LMN's awesome. I'm thinking about making a switch. I'll go check it out. But he goes, dude, it's nothing about LMN. He goes, we'll talk to some numbers and how they get to some of the numbers with LMN. But dude, it's thought process on how to grow a more successful business. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm down with that. And, thankfully there's one in my backyard, 20 minutes down the road in Novi, Michigan, which is where LAL is hosted. So we circled back and, went back to the same venue a month later, which is fine. I go to there like 4 or 5 times a year for the spring MGIA show, the fall snow show. My wife and I go there for the outdoor Rama show, the pool and spa show, the camper show, the state fair. So Suburban Collection gets a bunch of my money. But that being said, the LMN Masterminds are going to be making their rounds from late fall all the way through early winter. And I just wanted to tell you guys and encourage you guys to get to them. Okay. It's going to be such an amazing time. Let me pull up the dates here. I had them. All right. So let's do this really quick. November 7th and the 8th, Dallas, Texas. November 18th and the 19th, Chicago, Chi-Town, somewhere in the city. December 2nd and 3rd, Detroit, Michigan. And December 5th and 6th, so far, they're at Boston, Massachusetts. So I would imagine a lot more are going to be coming down the pike. But those are the 4 dates that I see here on the map at golmn.com is where you can get all this information. I'm sure a bunch more are going to be opening up, especially like the East Coast, Southeast Coast, even Central, Tennessee, Kentucky, area. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the Go LMN website. I'll keep you updated as well as more cities become available. I'm not getting paid to say nice things about LMN. I'm telling you straight up. I absolutely believe in the platform. I absolutely believe in the masterminds. If we can in any way, shape, or form answer any questions or help you guys make a decision to get to it, please let me know. But for $299, there's an early bird pricing right now available for it. I think it's a phenomenal price to get around Mark Bradley for 2 days. And this is where we talked about SMART goals, vision boards, vision, company mission, raises, bonuses, where to find good people, pricing, budgets, overhead, peer groups, social media. I mean, folks, the amount of, just crazy, ridiculous stories that Mark talks about, from his career. The dude's been around for 35 years in the industry. He's got stories that would absolutely blow your mind. The craziest of stories that you're just like, really? That's how much revenue, or that's what you made on that job, or that's what somebody was, coming at you guys about. Like, just crazy story, all the crazy contractor stories that we all deal with. Mark and his team, share a bunch of those, and it's just a fun time. All right, so I think that's where I'm going to kind of leave the plane or land the plane right here. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the industry. I don't think that there's anything that you could have a better investment into your future than Equip. Now, I don't think Equip's an every year thing. If it is for you, fantastic. If you got the funds, fantastic. If you want to go, fantastic. Do you have to go? No. I love Equip, but I feel like if you go every other year, every 3 years, you kind of are getting caught up on what's going on. Maybe your brand is releasing something new and you want to go see it, and you want to go hang out with your friends. Like, that's a good time. But if I didn't do as much as I did with social media or having a growing company, quote unquote, then I don't know if I would go back every year, because you kind of see it once, you kind of see it all. And that's just hopefully my candid, transparent opinion on Equip Expo. Am I going to go every year? Yeah, for sure. I get to meet all my friends, my buddies, do some social media networking stuff. But really, I love looking at equipment, and I have been going for 5 or 6 years. I still haven't been able to ride and demo everything there. It's 1 million square feet and 40 acres outdoor. So I still am trying to, on my quest, get to see it all, for crying out loud. It's been 5 years, but you could go 5, 6, 7 times. And again, seriously, still not see the whole dang show. It is that big. It's comical. Okay. So that's that. LAL, to me, if whether I was putting it on or not, I would go to it every year. Just like the Mark Bradley LMN Masterminds, I'm going to go to those every year because I'm growing personally, professionally. I want to grow. I'm at a different headspace. My wife's at a different headspace. We're definitely going to go to both together. Bringing some of our guys in. My guys attend our LAL conference. We're all learning. We're all growing, right? So if you've been growing, if you've been trying to grow, if you've been putting in work, you're probably at a different headspace than you were the same time last year. And that's why you can go to a conference and there's going to be new stuff for you there. And the speakers get more effective. They get better. The stories get better, right? So you can relate more, especially as your company continues to grow. There's more that you can take away, right? When you have a small company, your questions are very small. When you get a big company, you got big problems or millions of little problems. You are super hungry for more information and how to solve these things, right? And so as you continue to grow, conferences and events become exceedingly more valuable, right? I mean, it's just how it works. So that's my not pitch, I guess, right? To get you to consider going to LAL. If you go, great. If you don't, literally no big deal. We'll still be best buds. Some of my friends are like, man, I'm sorry I can't make it. I'm like, dude, no big deal. Like, we're still buds. It's not the end of the world. But please don't let $250 or $500 with a hotel room for a night and get in your way. Please don't let doing a leaf cleanup or a pruning job or Christmas light job where you're making $1,000 steal a 2-day event, Friday, Saturday, from you from learning how to make millions of dollars for real. All right, so I that is one of the things I'm trying to charge you guys with if you're listening to the show, just to give you some encouragement to check out both. And again, if my kids came up to me and said, Dad, how can I be more successful? I would say, well, number one, you got to start talking and getting your mouth right. Number two, you got to get your thoughts right. Where are you going to get your thoughts right? You're going to go get them right, more right, by getting around people that have it more figured out. It's like a wolf pack, right? You have a litter of dogs. or a new dog, and it's just like some stray, or it's just an a-hole, and you put it in a group of 5 other dogs. My aunt breeds dogs. It's crazy. Like, for real, my dog is an a-hole. He's a Pomsky. He's the smartest, dumbest dog on planet Earth. But she's got like litters of 8 to 10 short-haired pointers, and they train them. I mean, these are very, very good dogs and command a high dollar. But my dog will go play with those dogs, and he comes back and he listens like flawlessly for 2 days. Then he regresses into a moron. So it's not an analogy for any of us listening in, of course, but that's why we got to keep going back to things, right? It's funny right there. But that's why you have to get around the heat. But that wolf pack, that association does wonders. There's probably a spiritual element to that, okay? That your soul resonates with other people that are winning, that are growing, that are happy, that are figuring things out. They're on a self-development journey. Like your body, your brain, your soul, whatever, knows this. And that's why going to events, it just feels so good. Again, I've never had anybody go to LAL and go, man, this was a waste of time. Man, I feel like I'm further behind now. I backtracked, I backslid, right? I regressed. It's never going to be anything like that, obviously, okay? So that being said, get around the heat. Come to LAL, come to Equip Expo, and then check out the Masterminds with Mark Bradley and the LMN team. Again, it has very little to do with LMN. Now, if you watch the whole 2-day seminar and you're enjoying it and you're like, you know what, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to invest in LMN and make the jump. You know what? They're going to get you. They're going to get you when they get you. Use promo code Brian and sign up and drink the Kool-Aid, man. Let's go. I'm telling you, I literally don't know. I don't know what the hell we were doing for like years without it. And if you know, you know. It's a very challenging platform to onboard to. It takes a good 30, 40, 50 hours. And, obviously fall, winter is a great time to learn all that stuff. Get a family-sized box of goldfish and a 2-liter Mountain Dew and just, go ham and just watch as much content and videos as you can and hang out with your onboarding specialist. But still, I just don't know like how people accurately price and make profit other than guesstimating without it. I mean, there's just no other way to do it. Like, what else are people using to actually bid and price to work? And I'm not putting anybody down. It's not an indictment. But even still, like I would have BS'd my best friends, a year ago. And actually, I would have been like, dude, I don't know. That's why I'm open-minded. That's why I made this calculator. That's why. But I was trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole. Versus just realizing like, well, let's see, Troy Clark uses LMN, Corey Ballard uses LMN, Sam Gamble uses Service Autopilot and LMN, this guy uses LMN, Brian Kazak uses LMN. All the best guys and the biggest guys either use an LMN or an Aspire, and or they have their own proprietary stuff in-house. None of them are using any of the other CRMs. Granted, there's a revenue size, that's appropriate. So, if you're under $250,000, $500,000, Jobber's fine, Yardbook's fine. But if you're growing a company, everybody that I'm talking to and everybody listening to the show, I know you guys are leveling up. You got to realize once you start hitting $250,000 plus, we have all been sold such a bill of goods that free is good, or that because you see it plastered all over the place and it's familiar, that the familiar adds credibility, right? Like, and it's no shade against any one CRM, but just because they pay off every single person to talk nice about them, that doesn't mean there's social proof that it's good or what you should be using, right? Or just because something's free doesn't mean that it doesn't cost you, right? Like, I know it's like some deep kind of profound thoughts there for a quick second at the end, and it is for me, but just because something's free doesn't mean it's a good value. And just because something's all over the place and everybody keeps promoting it doesn't mean that it's what you should be doing. And you'll never see me. I will not lie to you guys. I will not. I've said this before. Mark Brad did not call me and say, dude, there's $100,000 sitting here if you want to promote LMN. That is not the case. We used the damn software, paid for the damn software for 3.5, 4 months before we ever got to actually concretely put anything together with LMN. Right? I mean, like literally. Myself and Jeremiah, by the way. We were both joking. We're like, dude, we're going to be ambassadors. This is cool. But we were both paying for the software for a while. And we were fine, glad to do so, of course. My gosh, of course. But it's like, if anybody is out there like, oh, they're just promoting it. No, dude, I'm telling you, like, I will just tell you honestly, like, give it a fair shake, give it a good 3 to 6 months, commit. don't quit, see it through, get it under your belt, and let it open up the doors for you. I literally just couldn't imagine running my business with any other tool or item or resource right now. There's just no way. There's just no way. Literally, nobody else has got what they have going on, and I'll debate anybody all day with that. All right, so again, your success in life is going to be predicated on the books you read and the people you associate with. Let this be the fall and winter where you get around people that are making it happen. If you don't go to Equip, if you don't go to LAL, and you don't go to the Masterminds, you get what you get. Don't blame me. I told you. But if you don't go to those and you do decide to go hang out with your buddies or go to a shop tour or go network with somebody, fantastic. That is awesome. In my esteemed opinion, that's the best thing that you guys can do is go out. Go find a friend. Go network with that friend. Go get lunch with that friend that's a state over, a city over, 2 states over. Go buy a plane ticket. Go hang out with them for 3 days. Hang with their crew. Their crew come hang with your crew. It's the best thing you can do is network. I am telling you, like, association is the number one thing that has unlocked doors for me that I can't even begin to articulate. I'm just not that good. And if you guys are looking for me to say the right things to make you feel motivated or for your light bulbs to go on, like, dude, you have to self-start and take responsibility for your own success. If you're waiting for me to make a good enough pitch to get you to go to Equip or LAL, that's on you. I'm a little bit more of a simple person. If somebody says, hey, Fullerton, you're messing up, you need to stop doing something, or you need to go to this, I'm going to go. I mean, does it need to be any more rocket science than that? Somebody comes up to me and says, how are you doing this? I go, I actually don't know. I don't give some BS answer anymore in my life. I haven't done that for years. Well, hey, you should consider this. You should think about that. Okay, cool. That's what I'm going to do. And you know what? I'm going to try it. And I'm going to do it for the next 2, 3, 6 weeks, 2, 3, 6 months. And if I like it, great. If I don't, I pivot. But I'm impressionable and I want to learn. I'm hungry to grow. And I would implore you guys to feel the same way. Where is the ego in going to a mastermind? Where is the ego to come to a conference? Or where's the ego in going to an event, a trade show? Well, I don't need it. I bet you do. Well, I'm motivated. I bet you're not. Well, I know enough. I bet you don't. I've got it figured out. Of course you do. You know who says that? People that don't have it figured out. Because there's not a single person I know that's a multi-millionaire that says I got it all figured out. Literally. So if somebody's making 60 grand a year, 90 grand a year, 200 grand a year, and they go, I got it all figured out, dude. I don't need that stuff. Probably not the person you want to hang out with or take advice from. I don't know anybody. I've never heard Corey Ballard once say that was a waste of time. Corey Ballard's like, man, learn some things. Learn what to do. Also learn what not to do. Learn what I like. Learn what I don't like. Hey, good for them. Not for me, but I definitely learned a bunch. For the love of God. So again, you got to self-start on your success journey. I think there's a lot of stuff going on this fall, winter. I am not going to any of it that I haven't talked about. Teach their own. Whatever else is out there, God bless. I hope everybody all the best. Wish everybody all the best. I absolutely will not talk about, promote, or think anything else as more of value than LAL, Equip, and the Masterminds. That's what I'm doing. Look, hook your caboose up to whoever you want. I would just tell you, you do your due diligence. You do your due diligence. And if you hook your caboose to somebody else because you get all pumped up or it's closer or this thing's 5 minutes down the road from me and that's an hour or 3 hours away or a plane ticket away, dude, you get what you get and don't blow a fit. Don't start chasing success out of convenience. Don't go, oh, this thing's 2 hours for me. That's 12 hours for me. You go to the 2 hour thing and you go hook your caboose up to somebody else that does not have your best interest. I'll just tell you that. Then you get what you get. And I have no empathy, no pity on somebody who makes a short-sighted decision or didn't do a fair shake or didn't get educated or do their research or figure out how they want to live, see if that person's doing it, and then work backwards. Just absolutely. I so get frustrated sometimes by the casualness of the fact that people want to share and can share and take no responsibility. It's just absurd. It's just absurd to me. So I do not take you guys for granted. Anybody listening in, 1 or 100,000. I don't take any extra listener for granted. I know what it's like to struggle to buy a $500 leaf blower. I know what it's like to sweat bullets when you get a tax bill. I know what it's like when you owe 20 grand or you have 20 grand. I know the excitement. I know the fear. I know what it's like when you're spending $1,000 to go to something and you're like, that was a waste of time. You know, that was not worth my investment. I've been to things like that. many things. So that's why I'm such a under promise, over deliver. And it might sound a little bit like selling, but I just want you guys to know, like, we really appreciate you guys. We really do value your hard-earned work, your hard-earned money, and you guys making the trip, and you getting on a freaking airplane, and having a layover, 2 layovers, or having to rent a car, and then there's a car issue, and then you're out another $200 because you get an Uber, even though you had a car, right? Like, and the stupid stuff happens. I mean, dude, I've been there. I was just flying out to somebody the other day. I had 5 flights in a 24-hour window. I had car issues. I had shuttle issues. I had hotel room issues. I had finance issues. I had scheduling issues. I forgot my sunglasses. I had to buy new sunglasses for a couple $100 issues. I had rain issues. I almost had storm issues where I almost didn't get home. Almost had layover issues. Spend the night type layover issues. Didn't get to see my kids. Didn't get to see my family for 2 days issues. I know what that's like. I do it a lot. But for real, I'm just telling you guys, nothing's going to get in between me and my wife learning how to become more successful and more effective human beings. I highly encourage and highly implore you guys to just ram through it, figure it out, jump over the hurdles, get to these things in the fall. They will open up doors and they will help you have a better life with the stuff that you learn there. And of course, the stuff you apply in your business. Okay. That's what I got for you guys. I thought this would be a little bit more of a lighthearted show, but so happens when I start getting all gussed up and get fired up, man. And hopefully you guys don't mind if I can be me. If you guys don't mind if I can be real and if I can just share how I'm thinking. It's unfiltered, and that's what we got. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you listening in. I really, really do. So many of you guys are winning. So many of you guys are winning big. Last thing tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Link live. We've got Mark Bradley. Holy freaking cow. So if you guys are not part of this thing yet, join Link. Check it out tonight. If you join today, you'll get access to the live webinar tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, talking all things snow with the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Bradley. One of the coolest cats I know. I'm telling you, it's going to be a really good time. We're just a few people shy of 200. So who wants to help us round out 200 in the group and keep this thing moving? Love to have you guys part of it. Come join tonight. It's $29 a month. It's a joke. It's a joke. So we'd love to have you guys there. Get access to the heat. Ask your questions, get your answers, come hang out, build community with us, man. There's a entirely different elevated conversation going on in that group with other like-minded individuals. More than what you're going to get on Facebook or some private or some public Facebook group or on Instagram. Give me a freaking break. All right. These people are winning. They're growing. And these are going to be the next people that are going to be the panelists and probably the next guest speakers at LAL in the next couple of years. Okay. That's what I truly believe is going on in that group right now. All right. Love you guys, man. Have a great rest of the day. Let's keep it light. Let's keep it fun. Be blessed, and we'll catch up with you guys here on the next one. If you guys are enjoying today's podcast episode and getting some great value out of the podcast from the guests, myself, and everybody that's contributing and sharing, I wanted to invite you guys to check out another platform and another medium that we have going out there called the Brian's Law Maintenance YouTube channel. Got over 200,000 subscribers there and running about 1 million views a month, which is absolutely crazy. And folks, that's where we're doing all of our product reviews, day in the life vlogging, how-tos, and so much more. We'd love to have your guys' support over there. If you guys haven't checked it out recently, I invite you guys to head on over to YouTube and subscribe to the Brian's Law Maintenance YouTube channel. We super appreciate that support. We've got new videos dropping there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well, so we can't wait to have you guys there and check out all the fun content and actually see the visual behind all the audio from the podcast, right? All the excitement going on in the Brian's Law Maintenance blogosphere. So that being said, appreciate you guys listening in. Why don't you guys come check it out and come give us a watch, and we hope to see you guys there.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.